Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Roswell, New Mexico, Season 2, Episode 3, Good Mother, which could be something to do with Liz and Rosa's mother, it could be to do with Isabel, it could be to do with Maria's mother, it could be to do with Michael's mother. There are so many mother things that it could be about. So yeah, this is one of my absolute favourite shows right now. I recently got one of my best friends into it and she's now ahead of me for the first time. How dare she? She's in this episode. But I'm so excited to see what happens next with these characters that I love so much. I'm also terrified because this has been like not a nice, cheerful, pleasant little season so far. It's been like a gut-wrenching, soul-destroying season, so yeah, let's go. Oh, this is the crash site. Original Mains Man and original Valenti Man there. Oh, this is the moment of first contact. We know it turned into a massacre and they claim the aliens were evil, but Michael's mother doesn't look evil unless she's scared for her survival. Does she know English? I mean, if she does something as kind of self-defense, as people are pointing weapons at you. What is happening? So she's nice and this one isn't? Michael's dad? Another alien? So Michael's mum wanted to make peace. Oh my god. Michael's mum was not here for this. Who was that one that set everything on fire? Oh goodness. I never actually necessarily thought we'd see this moment. So she was very peaceful and then there was a dick who wasn't. Oh, so much is happening. I love Michael, I love Max, but I actually wouldn't mind a whole episode just seeing what the hell happened all the time ago. And hello, my babies.
So what do you want? Doing very well, Garen. Thank you for asking. Look, this whole platonic acquaintances thing is new to me, so I can't just flip a switch from tortured lust to
my soul
overnight. Lucky for you, I'm not here to play beer pong. I've been working through the hard drive from Caulfield. I told
they hurt me a lot by existing and breathing.
I want to. And I have a vested interest. Then there's something to hide.
Ooh, yes.
I came to ask your permission.
Does Michael have a sibling in town?
I mean, if you want me to keep my findings to myself. No. I want to know.
Oh.
Thank you.
I guess descendants of his sibling. My babies. Hello. You coming home? This is not good. Look at the road. What has happened to her? She's found Maria's mum! Where has she been all this time?
Like you said.
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Where has she been? He seriously has to cover his hand up all the time now that it's healed.
He took a hands-on approach to educating me on respect. Sam played couch, so when I needed to play trash, I shared it with his...
Michael deserves all the nice things in the world.
And I always got breakfast.
That was the most words I've ever heard you say.
If you ask.
You ordered the angst omelet. Let me take that back to the kitchen.
You take my food and I will fork you.
Oh, I can't unhear that. Seriously, are you
parking in my lot?
Isabel, Michael, Maria, love them all. Your mum's been found, my love.
Weeks now.
It's been weeks.
Oh, thank you.
What's she been
10-mile run.
trying to get rid of the baby?
Sheriff, I used to wake up in the desert with no memory of where I'd been.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, Isabel, tell someone. Michael would care, he'd help. Oh, Rosa.
Take a look.
Oh, there's still the problem between them.
Not go out. You say that every day.
Because she cares about you, Rosa. People that care about you say the same thing over and over. I mean, obviously, and she still touches Max's hat every time. Drinking is not good, but please just be drinking and not drugs. I mean, it's not, I don't know. I just want Rosa to be happy. Is she going to pour it down the sink? Good. Yes, Rosa. I am here for you.
I'm low on deputies. What do you mean?
So she's gonna join the club now because of Max. Is it not working? Because this isn't so. I hate that she's doing this alone. I really hate that she's doing this alone. Now, if they have a psychic connection, is this actually Max or is this just a weird vision memory of Max? Because Max tends to be in pain.
I'm quite salty for a figment of my imagination.
This is some back alley coat hanger crap and you know it.
It really is.
Excuse me.
But you need to tell someone, sweetheart.
Turn.
She might, I mean, she can't really help, but she deserves to know. Come on, Michael, you can tell her. As much as you don't want to say it or admit it or think it.
If anyone hurt you, then we need to find them and we have to.
Don't worry so much.
I wish they'd tell Maria about aliens just so that she can understand that there's a good chance that some of what she says is true.
Forgive my bluntness, just, circumstances. How are you here?
You didn't order a blonde? Liz,
So Liz gets to be the one to tell her.
did something happen to Max?
I'm so sad for Alex that he had to re-enlist. Who's been here? Is he going to show him the files of that night?
So all
They
of
both
this
have sisters with
is going to
problems.
save Max.
I'd love if these two became good friends.
In which
Is Alex trying to butter him up to get information?
Bunker.
I hate this! Max, just let them bring you back to life, you idiot.
I am 8 years older than my older sister. She used to be my hero.
It's gonna be a long, bad day ahead.
Isabel, tell Liz or someone.
Did you know? Did you know that you were gonna die?
This is a conversation she really wants to have with Max.
That you realized.
Do you think I want to come back to a world without you in it?
Isabel shouldn't be on her own. Is this her mum? Nope.
I got my shots.
Someone is not feeling good, they don't have to talk to you. Who? Rosa. It's Rosa, isn't it? Because she breaks in here during the day when it's not open. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh, you're gonna pay for that in all kinds of ways.
Oh, Maria's gonna think she's going mad. She's really gonna think she's going mad like her mum.
Hey, stop.
Oh, they should have told her.
I'm not crazy.
I'm kind of glad she's gonna find out though.
I don't really know how to lie about that. So,
Yeah.
do you believe in aliens?
Oh my god. Oh, Maria, I wish they told her, but this is a way to find out.
Handcuffs, like Max's. Will you excuse me, just for 1 minute?
She's gonna show, I mean, they used to sort of mess around, so she could show her kind of her bedroom supplies.
Me for Christmas. Don't feel right.
He'd have known he didn't have to do that.
He does, and he will when he comes back.
He was enough.
Right.
Oh,
It wasn't
this-
just his life, Rosa is my sister, and there's some choices people should never have to make.
You shouldn't have to choose between two people, that is 100% correct.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just trigger warning.
I've given you a trigger warning. Want these back?
No, thank you.
It's a valid argument.
Won't be.
And now I'm scarred for life. And death, and whatever comes after that.
You were blaming Michael for so
out of
long.
my head because of you, please.
She just wants to be able to do this with her brother.
I miss you.
Could you actually connect to the real one somehow? That would be good. Then he could stop bothering Rosa.
Into a brick wall. Doesn't
I
matter.
hate that Isabel is suffering through everything on her
slam into the
own.
wall. I lose you 100 times a day.
Talk to someone who's real, please. Anisha just somehow use her psychic connection to break through to the real Max, even though he's suffering. Oh blood, oh god, oh god, oh god. Call Liz right now.
Well, this is not a good time to be alone.
You know, the irony is.
You okay, Luca?
Oh goodness, is she gonna... Where's Rosa?
Be with your mom, but there's...
Oh, Rosa... Oh my god, of course. Rosa told her everything, like who the aliens are. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Just go.
I was going to talk to you. How much do you know? Okay. Okay.
Maria.
There's something you need to know. There's something you need to know.
Oh.
You remember when I used to come in and sleep on your floor?
You can't tell someone right at the beginning of a relationship.
I think you'd be a really good mom, Isabel.
It's true.
You don't have to do this.
The baby is hers as well as Noah's. It's her choice, fully 100%, but
What this is about.
it's Noah and the violation.
Your mom someday. Not like this. Not when it's been. To the parts of him.
That is 100% your choice, but please talk to someone that's actually there to help.
Terms. Just me. That's what this is about. If I were that good at taking care of her, you would have made it to 30.
That is not a good joke.
Oh, that's a lot of blood. Get up, take the...
Oh goodness, she's gonna collapse before. Isabel. This is why you tell people. It's Rosa, because oh my god, Rosa is gonna help Isabel. Oh my goodness. Max is connected to Isabel somehow.
Something is making me stronger. I feel things. It's why I'm calm.
Oh, what Michael's doing.
What's wrong with Isabel? Even in the pot, I sense
Yeah, please.
she's dying.
Please go to her house. Please, Rosa. You're a good person. We love you.
Like the grand gesture.
I love this friendship. I'm here for
resurrect the
it.
dead type.
Turns out there's a door to the universe right here all along. It's like you said, we're different kinds of smart. Maybe we're different kinds of dumb, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rosa, Rosa, Rosa.
It's just a dream, Rosa.
No.
What if it's not just a dream? Okay. I'm getting in the car.
Please listen to her.
No offense.
Okay,
but
this is a beautiful
I'm
moment,
not
but
going to be drunk
quick.
around you.
Okay. Oh, Liz is finally gonna know the truth.
Julie's favorite intruder.
Look, sweetheart.
Isabel, I need you to wake up. Isabel, open your eyes.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. You've got this. Oh, thank god she's not gonna be alone with this anymore.
I'd have been here.
She would have. You're not alone, Isabel. You can be your own hero, but
I
you...
got my sister back in.
I really want them to become friends as well. Everyone to be
I didn't
friends.
want to be mad at Max, and so I
Was mad at you.
Please stop apologizing.
I love you all.
What do you need, Isabel?
needed Max.
You held him. He was.
Yeah,
he
you told Rosa.
Mike reached out. He got you help.
Wait, what?
You told Rosa.
How is that possible? Like,
I'm gonna explain everything. But the important thing is that you know he hasn't left you alone.
No, he was with you.
He never will.
so I would have died.
Thank you. Now in future, if you need help, tell people. Liz is there for you always.
It turns out my friends are just really good liars.
Oh.
Get lost.
But Liz asked you about that? No, you need it. I know you want to give it to your mum, but you need it.
Oh, Cameron told me she found Mimi.
Don't.
Oh, we need to have these moments, but there are a lot.
How bad I want. It was my closest friends making a fool of me. We thought you were safer if you didn't know. Everyone never feels safe in this town. I keep a taser behind the bar, a knife under my pillow. You understand what it's like to be scared, and you left me vulnerable.
Oh, I kept the secret so that you wouldn't be more vulnerable.
That is why she did it.
I love you. I need you to understand. Last
Oh.
week I went to Rosa's grave to clean it. For 10 years. I grieved her while she was watching Netflix 2 miles away.
Maria has a right to be angry, but I think we'll get through this
Rosa
because...
needs you. She was wasted when I found her tonight. Booze, not drugs, but everything's a slippery slope in this town.
At least Liz knows now and she can believe about Max and, oh, there's too much happening and...
Sup, bro?
Oh.
Let me try something.
She got away, but she took the kids to safety.
The nurse you...
She's saving the kids.
Move it!
She's gonna fight to protect the children. Yep.
Take you to base.
That's Stephen Amell's wife, Cassandra Gina Amell. They were trying to protect the babies. Is that Michael? Is that Max and Isabel's mum?
I knew she fought for you. And even that day in the prison, I could tell how much she loved you.
Yeah.
Did you read the last part? I apologize for my failure to eliminate the enemy and deliver the bodies. It won't happen
I
again.
know, they were dicks.
What kind of monster talks like that about a dying mother?
I know. Oh. Is she finally going to tell her what Max has been saying? And I think they need to have a good moment, please.
I'm sorry. I messed up. I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay clean. Like, I know that you hate me and you should.
Doesn't hate you, sweetheart. She loves you so much.
I don't even deserve it. I ruined it. I ruined everything. I ruined my miracles.
Oh god.
I love you.
She loves you so much.
I'm so happy. We're gonna figure this out.
Sweetheart, she would. Yeah, she believes in you and she's gonna fight for you. Oh, they needed that moment.
Where you going?
I thought that we were done.
Page of the Gazette following the crash.
I love this
for
teamwork.
For someone who, from being gunned down to smiling next to a prize-winning pumpkin to an alien torture chamber in a year.
Oh, she had a life.
If they loved us, if they fought for us, why do we wake up 50 years later scared and completely alone?
They got you to
Why did they come
safety
for
and
us?
oh my goodness.
We're gonna find the answers.
I'm so here to find the answers. Maria's family. Because that's how they know about aliens and stuff, I guess.
Let me help.
Is she gonna mind control him and this is too much. First word she learned of English. You don't watch Roswell for a nice relaxing good time and you watch it for an amazing time, but like the emotions this bloody show just attacks you with, oh god. I'm just gonna take a moment, I'll be back. I fell in love with this show during season 1, as you all know if you watch my reactions, even more than I ever thought I could. And I just can't believe it, how strong my emotions are, how much it makes me feel. This season 2 has just been a roller coaster. You know, it's like season 1 they made you care about these characters, and season 2 they just like suffer but feel good and feel bad and just mixed up. And I just, there's too much. Like every part of this episode was perfect. I mean, as much as it was also quite soul destroying. Like, I'm just gonna try and go through it character by character. So I'll start with Maria. And you know, I've been since season 1 kind of saying that she needs to find out that everything will be perfect when she finds out. And in a way, as much as I want Malix to win over Maria and Michael, I do really like Maria and Michael. They're very sweet together. And I think that was the biggest barrier I had to them having a future, was her not knowing, but of course she found out. And I really want to know what happened next in that moment. Like, you know, Michael was saying there's one thing you need to know, there's one thing you need to know, whatever he was saying, you know, like what happened there? What was, like, what happened after that? Like, they missed half of the conversation. Like, did Maria just leave him? But then I don't know, she should have just left Rosa. Did she say, no, just leave, I'm not going to listen to you? Like, what did he say to her? What was his one thing she needed to know? Just, was the one thing about her at that night at the gala being used? Was that what he told her? Is that how she found out about that part? But yeah, like, oh, I just need to know what happened there. And like, is this going to be the end? Is that going to be like it for Michael and Maria? I wouldn't be too sad, just because I don't like love triangles, and then we can just focus on Malix building up into something that can become a beautiful relationship. At the same time, I feel like they're probably going to explore Maria and Michael a little bit more before my end game, because I decided they are in game, you know. But that would be in a way to nod at the original ship, would be to have them briefly together and then have Maria just be like, I can't trust you. But at the same time, in a very Supergirl-esque thing, yeah, it sucks when people lie to you and you have every right to be angry in that moment. Of course you do. But at the same time, with time and reflection, you can realise the reason people don't tell you things, and that keeping you safe is a huge part of it. And also just, how do you tell someone? You know, you can trust someone implicitly but still be worried about how they're going to deal with this. And you know, there was nothing to suggest that her mum had been, like, if Noah was still around, maybe they should have told her the minute her mum went missing. But in this time, it wasn't, you know, as far as I know, there are no other aliens. And yeah, I think Maria will be okay, in kind of the same way that Rosa has worked through her initial response to Max and Michael and Isabel, finding out what happened back then. Obviously, I don't think she's going to be completely over that, but you know, she's no longer holding that as a grudge against Liz. And so that was a lot with Maria, like her immediate terror that she was going to go down the same path as her mum, going to go crazy like her mum. I definitely think her mum has a lot more to do with aliens. And And, you know, we've seen now that perhaps there's been a connection to the past. And I'm not saying that because, like, being racist, that all the black people have to be related. I'm saying that because Maria's mum has the necklace. She knows stuff to do with the aliens, that would explain a connection there if it has gone back to the initial time of the crash. Because all of the other families, the Valentis and the Mains, okay, there's 2 other families, that are linked into all of this backstory, they have been involved since the day of the crash. So it would make sense if that was why Maria's mum was maybe involved somehow. And are they even part alien? It would be really, it would be really creepy if Maria was his great niece. So let's hope that her descendants did not come from Michael's mum, because that would be weird. But no, I'm just joking about that. But I mean, Maria has every right to feel what she's feeling, and oh god, she's got a lot on her plate. But I hope that she's going to be able to come through this and just be part of the crew, part of the team, part of the pod squad, or, I mean, yeah, we all, that's what, I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad that she knows now, and it's going to be a rocky road, but I'm glad it happened at the beginning of season 2, because now all the main characters are clued up. Perfect. I loved that moment between Maria and Rosa. Rosa being able to have contact with Maria, that is another piece of her life, that is another person she has lost and stranded from, she can now have back in her life, and that is going to be such a help to her. I mean, oh, literally, this show could go anywhere next, and I love it. I'm also glad that despite everything, Maria was able to sort of say, you know, by the way, Rosa, Rosa needs you, she was wasted. And, you know, yeah, she's not doing drugs, but that's just step 1 towards it. And, you know, Rosa can come back from this moment, but I'm just so glad Liz knows, and hopefully Rosa will tell her about Max now, even just because of how it's affecting her. Like, it is making her want to drink, making her want to escape, and I'm just so glad that, you know, she kind of felt like Liz wanting to save Max, even though what he did to Rosa, that Liz is wishing Max was alive instead. And, you know, it's an extremely complex situation. You can be so thrilled about one thing while still being devastated about the other thing. You know, it's not black and white. I mean, I guess the closest thing I have in my life, just oversharing, is I am still, you know, devastated about my parents' divorce and my dad being a dick, and I wish that I could magically erase that. But I have an adorable little half-sister who I love with all of my soul, and so as much as I wish that didn't happen, I don't wish that didn't happen. And so it's exactly what Liz is in right now. She wishes that the Max was still around, that Max hadn't sacrificed himself to save Rosa. But she is never going to wish that Rosa wasn't back. Rosa being back is a miracle, and she is so happy about that. And those two things are very hard to mesh. But that doesn't mean she loves Rosa any less, and I kind of hope that now Rosa has said that fear, Liz has reassured her about it. I really feel like they're just going to be able to be beautiful sisters carrying on, and I'm really glad about that. And Kyle, I hope Kyle, you know, can get to, you know, he wasn't in this episode obviously, but I hope that he and Rosa are going to be able to build something really beautiful as well, and Maria gets to know, and just Rosa in general. I'm glad that, you know, when Liz bought her the art supplies, she was feeling a little bit standoffish with Liz, but, you know, she poured that initial alcohol down the sink, and she tried to do her art therapy, but it's simply Michael. Why do I have this weird thing? I know all the characters' names. Max is getting stronger, partly because they are helping to save him, which shows that Michael's rejuvenating pod device is working, and I am very glad about that, because I need Max to come back. So yeah, Rosa is still being a plotline that just, I never ever expected the show to go that. I always thought Rosa was just going to be the kind of the tragically dead sister that, you know, maybe she could have pulled it around, but that Liz was always going to be struggling with, etc. But we get Rosa back, and I'm really scared. Like, they need to keep Rosa around. I mean, I'll accept keeping Rosa around by sending her to some other city where she can have a life, without having to pretend to not be dead, you know. But I love it. I love this show so much. Then we have Isabel. And that was very hard to watch. That's been hard to watch since this whole season. And like I said last episode, I'm really proud. I'm not proud, but this show went there, and I'm so glad it did, because it's such a touchy topic, abortion and whatnot. And I don't think anyone can argue that a woman wanting to take back control after she's been violated would be wrong. And that is how they portrayed it, and that is just so accurate. And, you know, Isabel saying to Max that, yeah, it's not about being a mother. If she gave birth to this baby, it would be like she was trapped by Noah forever. And yes, there is maybe a scenario where some people are able to look at it differently. Some people in that situation might be able to look at the baby as something different, but what it was doing to Isabel, which it's different, and that's the thing, it's not the same across the board. Every person's response is different, and I think she did make the right choice for her, as much as, you know, that is a choice we'd all hope we never had to make. No one chooses to have an abortion because they think it's going to be a good time. And you know, her saying that she does want to be a mother someday, but not like this, and I totally respect that, and I wish that she'd told someone about it. But I think she was trying to prove to herself that she didn't need Max. The fact that Max was gone and Noah was gone, but no, I mean the husband she thought she had was gone, and Max was gone, meant she was all alone, but that she didn't need anyone and she could be tough and she could do it herself. But, you know, like Liz saying, I would have been here, I would have helped you. I really hope that if she's ever, I mean, never in that situation again, but ever in a dangerous situation again, even if Max isn't there, that she will reach out to Liz. Michael would have been there. I mean, there are people that would have been there for her, and I hope she knows that now, but she also knows her own inner strength, and kind of realising that it's dangerous to just charge out there on your own and not even try and get help. And that moment between Liz and Isabel was really beautiful at the end, and I really hope that she's free of Noah now and that she's able to start healing properly from this, because that was a lot of hell and she didn't deserve to go through any of it. And I just, Isabel is not one of my favourite characters. Like, I love, actually, this is a show where the main characters, I love them all dearly, but Isabel is one of my least favourite of the ones I love. But this plotline, I just need to give her a hug. And like I said, like, Isabel being one of my least favourite characters, I still love her. She's still one of my favourite characters because I love them all more than I love, like, in other shows, I'll have my favourites and then some other characters I like, whereas I love them all. But this was just, I really, really need her to start being able to actually heal from this point onwards, and I hope she can. And ultimately getting Max back will help with that. But that was a lot, and her kind of missing Max, mourning Max, and finally letting herself feel the anger she feels towards him. You know, instead of trying to blame it on Liz, she was finally able to say, well, like, was there that moment where you picked saving Rosa over me? You picked saving Rosa over her life, and I'm angry about that, you know. And she doesn't know whether it was only at the last second as he died and he never knew he was going to die, or did he know the whole time? And that is something that when Max comes back, we can bloody well ask him about and be like, yeah, bringing Rosa back from the dead was probably one of the best things you ever did, but at the same time you killed yourself. So there was a lot of emotions there, and I'm really proud of Isabel, and I'm really, really hopeful that she's going to see that she has people in her life, that even if she's lost Max and lost the husband she thought she has Liz, she has Michael, she has people that will be there for her and will fight for her and will love her. And that is something that I think is really important, and that's something I really enjoyed this episode, was the growth of hopefully a friendship between Liz and Isabel, but also I loved the stuff between Liz and Jenna. I'm glad she's back in town. I don't know if she's going to stay, just because obviously, can the sheriff rehire her? I don't know, like, what she'd do for money, but obviously she lives in Roswell, so who knows. But I'm kind of glad that she's back on the team, back up to date with everything, that she's bonded with Liz, because I mean this show never really pitted them as like love rivals, as much as, you know, Max kind of stopped his thing with Jenna because he loved Liz, etc. You know, they kind of, I think the most she did was get annoyed that Liz was interrupting their date. They never really tried to pit them against each other. I like that they show that they can both be aware that they both have had a thing for Max, but that they can still find common ground and really get on and be there for each other. And that, I really, really enjoyed their scenes, even if they were kind of less plot heavy. It was something that I felt like was really good, and I enjoy how character driven this show is a lot of the time. So obviously Max is still somehow feeling connection to Isabel, which is good, and that means he's getting stronger, which we like. We need to have Max back soon. I'm glad that they found ways to keep him in the show. Then we have Malex, and I really enjoyed all of their interactions. I like that Michael said, you know, it is hard for me to suddenly be platonic, and it would be, because you've gone from this all-consuming love and angst. I know he said it was angstful lust, but it was love. It was just so messed up, and like I've said, they need this. If they're going to build something as beautiful as they can have, something as cosmic as they can have, they need to build a friendship, a foundation that is based on being supportive, good friends, on being there for each other, on not expecting anything from each other, and that is, they both care about each other so deeply that I truly believe that they can build a really strong foundation, and at the very least become amazing friends that I will soothe myself with, but ultimately they can get together from a basis of something that is just good and pure, and their love for each other. And I really enjoy that they're doing this as a fact-finding mission. I hate that Alex has had to re-enlist, because he never really wanted to be in the military, and he's had to he feels as though he's had to re-enlist so that he can keep getting access to things and getting information to help the team. But at the same time, I do feel like probably having someone on the inside of the military in Roswell is going to be very useful, especially someone that is totally on our side, unshakably so. You know, he will use his dad, he will push the pressure points to try and get information, and I love that they've actually found some. Obviously they haven't done everything, but there is information in this town. There are, you know, the two mothers went for help. We know Nora at the very least survived, and lived for a year before she was caught. Maybe even that newspaper article was what got her caught. You kind of think she should have gone a bit further away because people might have recognised her from that night. But I mean, Cassandra Amell, Stephen Amell's wife, we don't know her name, is she, I mean, it would make sense if there were only 3 pods in the back, because at one point it looked like there might have been 4, but then from the other angle it was different. Depending on how many children were in the back, if that was the 3 of them, it was their 3 children, then that would make sense that would be Max and Isabel's mother, especially if we take the psychic connection to mean that they are actually biologically twins, not just twins because they were found together. Then maybe, I mean, are they cousins? Were they just friends? What was happening there? I'm very intrigued to try and get more. I enjoy getting the flashbacks, seeing more. I know that was him, well, we were told we were going to get that, but kind of seeing it, I somehow never really expected it was going to be the night of the crash, and I love that we got to see that, and to kind of see that, you know, Michael's mum was just kind of wanting peace, but then we don't know who the other alien was. Is that person still out there? Was that Noah? I don't know if he was in a pod, but you know, like, was that Noah and he caused it all? Like, what the hell was that with the fire? We've not seen any of them cause fire before, I don't think. So yeah, that was a lot to kind of think. Were there different factions within the group? Was she there trying to be like, peace, we need help? And then he came and was like, oh, they're threatening, we're going to fight them. Like, what actually was the dynamic within the refugee alien group? What was there? What did they need? So I'm very excited to find out more about that. And, you know, even if they did crash down and immediately attack, I mean, people are at you with weapons, you've just escaped a war, you want to protect your children, like, fighting, I completely understand, especially from Michael's point of view and potential Max and Isabel's mother's point of view. I can't wait to see more of where the show's going to go. I can't wait to see the developments with that backstory and with the present day story. It was a lot, kind of just in seeing how strong Michael's mother is and how much she was willing to fight, risk everything to save her children, to try and save her friend or her sister, or I don't know what their relation was. And we know from last season that there was a woman who lived on a Native American reservation or something, wasn't there? So could somehow that be where Michael and Isabel's mum, and then she died the year they woke up, so maybe her death is what prompted them to wake up or something, I don't know. But I'm assuming he is a ancestor of Maria's just because Maria's family have the necklace and everything, and if so, did they help hide the children in the cave and keep them safe from, is that something that is having humans in on it, something that helped keep the kids safe, and then what caused them to wake up, etc, etc. I cannot wait to find out more. Like, this backstory is so rich and it only serves to add texture to what we're getting in the present day, and I absolutely adore that. So yeah, this season is blowing my mind. It is really reaffirming Roswell is one of my absolute favourite shows, and I cannot wait for next week. Thank you for watching.